Perfect Days, the
same type of
international
movie.
nominated Academy Award picture that is actually Japan submission, even though it is directed by, what is Vim? German?
Wim Wenders? Yeah, he's German, I believe.
This man has directed the movie of this year that I would call the Drive My Car. You gave me a perfect example of, I can't call it a classic, but another director like Wim Wenders who does the festival circuits and comes out with these peaceful, over 2 hours, almost reaching 3 hours meditations that while you're watching 6 films at a film festival, you're supposed to just stop everything and watch the toilet movie? I don't know about that. But Perfect Days is a movie that if you had a matinee morning to go to an art house theater, you are going to be pleasantly surprised by a slice of life movie that I think on repeat viewings is going to stand out even more because it's a long one. But after you're out of it, you start talking about like, wait, the shadow. We can't walk down the street without comparing our shadows getting darker, right? It's one of those movies where you're just going through the motions of a toilet cleaner. And it's one of the best directed movies of the year.
Yeah, it is a movie full of these like really wonderful small moments that give you kind of this appreciation for life. You know, it's a very, very simple story. Basically just about this porter's routine in cleaning these public toilets. But in repeating this routine and spending this time, a lot of it very silent, it you know, you just sort of observe these little details and these things that alter a day or enrich a day. And, you know, when you're going through your normal busy day and you listen to a song, it might be a thing that you just sort of have in the background and don't think about. But in the context of this movie, after, you know, several dedicated minutes of thoroughly scrubbing down washrooms,
Impeccable routine.
Then, you know, carefully unfolding a beautiful egg salad sandwich and then hitting play on that cassette tape, that song just hits a little bit differently and gives you like an appreciation for like the beauty that the finer things in life can add to an experience. I feel so enriched by this movie.
Yeah. I'm sure you can go into it on a very tired day and just be like, okay, I just saw a guy cleaning stuff, toilets. You get to learn a little bit about his relationships within his workplace and a little bit out of it, but it seems very simple, but it is very profound. The comparisons between, you kind of see it there in the trailer. What a beautiful, honestly, the poster's so freaking beautiful. This idea of nature being at the top while he's there enclosed in his almost concrete little room, that he spends his days at the park staring at a tree while at the same time the tower he stares at on the way to work is the something tree. Like they also named it after a tree, but it's the sky tree. Thank you. It's the complete opposite of the nature that he's looking at the park. That his place, not to get into too much into it, because these are the details that you see in the movie, but it's little subtle things of, like you were saying, in his morning routine, what he decides to take with him, and what day those items are reserved for. Just a very well-crafted movie. I can't wait to revisit it again because I think it's in those little details that it really starts to expand more and you start picking up more out of it. But I hope people get the chance to catch this. I know it had a very delayed release. It did get the Oscar nomination for foreign or international film, so there should be a chance that people start getting it in some places. I barely got it next to me, but it is definitely worth the watch if you've had this one on your radar. You had compared it to Patterson,
Yes.
another movie that is very... I don't even like using the word slow. I think we have like
Patient.
a meditative, patient. You have to watch it. There's no other way to put it. We've all seen slow movies, but once you get to that slow movie with a purpose, that's when you become an adult. And Perfect Days is the most adult movie of the year. Catch it if you can.
Yeah.
Full combo price for me.
Yeah, I was very excited to see that you finally caught up with this one. I believe you said that this was like the #1 movie on your wish you had caught it before we did our best of the year last year. You think it would have made at least an honorable mention had you had the chance?
Bro, that toggle didn't even have others on it. It was just the last one. Like, you know how infuriating that is? I wish there was a dozen more. No, it was this one. I think I might have still had it as an honorable, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I still like Patterson more.
Oh, yeah, you still put that one ahead?
So I think because of that, if it would have surprised me that much, and if it would have been ahead Patterson, yeah, we would have had to have done some rearranging, maybe definitely would have peaked into the top 10, maybe 11. I'm comfortable with it not being there, but I definitely would have wanted to have given it an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Same way we did for Drive My Car, another lengthy one.
Totally. I definitely still want to give it a rewatch. I like you would probably still put Patterson Drive My Car ahead of it, although it is
Same.
definitely like in league with movies like that. But it is so beautiful, and as we've sort of, I think, like talked around, there's one scene in particular that happens toward the back half of the movie that I think just colors everything you see in a new light in just like the most beautiful way. And I would like to, again, get that chance to revisit it with the knowledge of where it's going to.
Send it in the chat, bro. I gotta know what you're talking about because I'm thinking of another scene too. There was a long take. They'll do the long takes, right? And a lot of movies will just do a static shot of an actor. But when that actor can act, when you've been sitting through their routines and you see a switch up happen, all you need is a shot on them for a full song, and I think it delivers.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
great movie.
So you and AO, my favorite podcast, talking about my favorite movie from last year. Hey, I know. I knew you had it in your top 10. I didn't realize it was all the way at top.
I think
Did it
Connor
actually
was
release
another
over
one
there?
who really loved it. He said Ewan might have caught it at a festival or something like
Gotcha.
that. Given, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people really connected to Perfect Days, and hopefully more people will too as it now starts to expand its release.
100%.